Why, yes. Yes, I would say so. I would say yes. This is the mystery font. And I'm joined by icebergs. Burgles is here. To be honest, I'm not certain that they aren't the same iceberg. I can't tell. But I'm seeing a separation right now. Definitely reading as two icebergs at the moment. I think there's another room opening up. I think a whole new room is opening. It seems normal. It's never occurred to me that there wouldn't be new rooms. I mean, how many rooms here have I never been to? How can I have been to all of the rooms? I can't possibly have made it to every room that was here when I arrived. There have to have been additional rooms. There are new rooms. I've found new rooms. I've stepped out and have a new room form around me. I've gone deep over and found a new room. I've gone downstairs into the last century and there was a new room. I think there's a new room opening up. Or a new ability to see. And be seen by. I guess to phase lock or something. Such that the jump rope can jump one to that new there. And a new room is co-aware. This is the mystery font. All right. We'll be right back.
I made a speech. I looked out. The field was, it looked like 1.5 million people. They showed a field where there were practically nobody standing there.
The new White House press secretary, Sean Spicer, gave his first press briefing. He was also highly critical of some media organisations of the way he felt they had misrepresented the number of people who'd attended Friday's inauguration ceremony.
No one had numbers because the National Park Service, which controls the National Mall, does not put any out. This was the largest audience to ever witness an inauguration, period, both in person and around the globe.
It does not excuse, and you did not answer the question.
I did answer your question.
No, you did not. You did not answer the question of why the president asked the White House press secretary to come out in front of the podium for the first time and utter a falsehood. Why did he do that? It undermines the credibility of the entire White House press office on day one.
Don't be so overly dramatic about it, Chuck. You're saying it's a falsehood, and Sean Spicer, our press secretary, gave alternative facts to that.
This was the largest ever.
Okay. Aha. There we are. There we are. Well, there we are now. Oh, very nice, very nice. Oh, so nice. Oh, gashy. Well, Wellington, where are we now? Oh, good gracious. Where are ye? Good gracious. Shootskis. No. Not like that. Okay. No. Not like that. Huh. That is kind of, let's see. sending something. I'm tuning something. I'm here at the font. I'm looking and building songs, and sometimes it's all about generating the conditions for something to emerge. And I suppose that's where I am now. All right. Hi. This is the Mystery Font. Let's see what is volition.
The falsehood will tell you intuition's faulty. The falsehood will tell you facts aren't factual actually. The falsehood will tell you intuition's faulty. The falsehood will tell you facts aren't factual actually. The falsehood will tell you intuition's faulty. The falsehood will tell you facts aren't factual actually. The falsehood will tell you intuition's faulty. The falsehood will tell you facts aren't factual actually. The falsehood will tell you intuition's faulty. The falsehood will tell you facts aren't factual actually. The falsehood will tell you intuition's faulty. The falsehood will tell you facts aren't factual.
Well, there. I think where we are is this. Right. Let's do. and the rations over back. We are captured Ashy families matter, matter, Thanksgiving, bloodbath, brought beds and bread back, breathless bet was a bid we knew we'd net. Happy Thanksgiving, the blood bath was noted. It could not be overlooked. It could not be overlooked that we took all that we took. They said thanks again, thanks for befriending you savages. We'll call the saviors of our human lives savages. We'll call the saviors of our human lives savages. Is that wet work yet? Are we the wet set? Is whiteness a sure bet? I hope we're there yet, or maybe we're aftermath. Dread broken path, a dark triad laughing at laughter. Bloodbath. They wouldn't do that's not happening, not working, it's not capturing, not apprehend, apprehend, apprehend falsehood and bend. When, where we went, where we're going, we're in the wrong direction. When, where will we when will we repair this trajectory? Its end is the journey. Let's break bread, break bread. Neighbor, necessary. I needed you, I said. Neighbor necessary. I needed you. That's what I said. How could you be savage when you gave me a bed? Are we there yet? Are we at the manifested destined? Is this the dread bet? Is this the booty? Is this how duty hold net? I think we are actually at the last set. I think we are habitat quiet. That's not peaceful, that's collapse bed. I think we are finally at this dread quiet. We need no and yet. If we don't notice, it will just be planet. It will be planet. It will be planet. I know please cry. Browse with rage, suspicion called sage, braids browse with rage. Candle that, can we handle the candle wick? Its width is thick with wax to grip. Business, can we candle this? Are we the business or are we the end getting the business us? Are we the best one we could bring to ourselves? I think we are finally at the regret. I think we are broke, but it's after Matthew after Matthew There is a piece called The Falsehood, and aftermath is a theme that I'm expounding on a bit and working with here, but it's part of the song cycle for The Falsehood. And Burgles and also Burgles. There are icebergs joining me here tonight. Burgles is closer. I mean, Burgles has been through one of the portals, you know, around the font, like in any one of the, well, you know, Burgles appears, and I mean, clearly in motion, but at a very slow frame rate. The resonance or is a blur. Something about this. There's a sense of motion and action, but I think it's a glimpse, and I don't know. I don't know how to understand it, except that I'm standing under the existence of it. And from here, I can see it's about 20 feet across is what it looks like to my eye. If I move here, I see more like a couple blocks across. And if I get much closer, I may be sucked in, as in I don't know how the scale maps, especially without the aid of, well, the portal typically separates, most of the time, Burgles from myself physically. And I think I comfort myself, or I depend upon there being a safe substrate here at the Mystery Font, of course, obviously, to exist. At the pleasure of the font of Mystery 42. And I want to, too. So, and you know, from here, I'm seeing through the portal, at times, it's appeared to me that Burgles, at certain times, you know, it's like when a building in a certain light, it's like, is that made of styrofoam? That's steel. Oh, no, that's steel. It's just treated. Wow, that was a weird thing with the light. And somehow burgles through the portal at certain distances and qualities of light and how the resonance is working that allows this apparition somehow, which I believe is picking up also on footage now, as far as I can tell. So hopefully I'm gesturing to Burgles here. Hopefully Burgles is right. Right here. Sweet Burgles. I'm really right between, ooh, see, I'm right between now. Assuming that the margin or cleft or eve or the cleave, between Burgles and for a minute I thought that was Marjorie. It does look a little like Marjorie. I forget that I sometimes think that when I see. Is that just like a skipping stone of image? Is that just a refraction, like a harmonic, a visual frequency resonance that's showing up? Is that Burgles? Is that Marjorie? Part of what's notable is that I'm feeling a sense of kind of a magnetic tension, is the way to put it, I guess, but feels relative to a sense of shifting gravity, of this kind of fluxing of a couple of little rivers happening where there seems to be an interaction. Again, the idea of, there's essentially a conduit by which we're mapping together here. And I'll continue to see this at scale as it appears on footage. But also, as I grow closer, I also map to the resonance of where this place is, that Burgles is. Wherever Burgles is now, wherever Marjorie or whatever, wherever these icebergs are, together or separate, by however far. They're also showing up here. And what the Falcon crest exactly is my question. This is concerning. This is well. Candle that, can you candle and handle this truth, and are you willing to touch it with mandibles? to touchless be present? Are we the myth? Are we the gift? I think we are met. I think it is not. I think we are there yet. I think we have a breath of evidence. I think we are met with damaged guess where we came to that. I guess it's a casualty of casual death. Maybe we made it, maybe we're there yet. Hold me back, or I will tear up all the contracts. We won't discover the language for centuries. I made sure the language is contracted disease. it's always interesting to see where different instruments bring things out or reveal things in a piece or a theme, because I'm using an ukulele for really the first time. I haven't done this much, and it's pretty new to me, and it works for what I'm doing sonically, and is helpful for traveling in terms of sharing a song cycle or bringing performance around. One option for bringing performance where I'm not bringing a cello, which actually is shattered. I have to repair or get a new cello. But in the case of something like that being functional, that this is easier to pack safely and be careful with and move about more nimbly, of course. And for something with just concentrating with my voice, it works pretty well to position my voice more as an instrument that can move around and, below and above, doing some like baritone bassish like stuff around a center, which also can have some melody and higher like tenor or something like that to it. Anyway, this is Aftermath that I'm working with, and can you see any difference? For me, I haven't noticed any pivots or, clearly there's a great amount of motion, like I can see in the kind of swarm of like whatever that light field of wave or water or like bubbly water or whatever's happening around this iceberg. Like it's active, but it's so, it may as well be a snapshot, right? It's such a slow moving, how is it? I don't know why it does it. Like, I don't understand what's happening. Maybe it's the last week of the approach of this that I've been seeing for a few years. Maybe that's why it's moving slowly. That this is just the last moments, or the moments when we realize it is that, And I think it might be 2020. I think it may be Project 2025, frankly. At times. At times I think it simply is the falsehood. I think it is potentially someone that I think Marjorie Taylor Greene and maybe even Donald Trump may, I believe, the findings in the font of up to now suggest that Marjorie Taylor Greene and Donald Trump may have pertinent information as to the identity. It's scary to say this, but there's reason to believe that they know the identity of the falsehood. You are in an abusive relationship. Shocking boundary violations are one common grooming tactic of a narcissist or dark triad personality. If someone in your life points into a camera knowing you'll be looking at the view screen and pulls their finger like a trigger, looking into your eyes, saying, I could shoot someone in the street and not lose anyone, it is a good indicator of a bad situation. You are in an abusive relationship. Who has leveraged and climbed upon a fog of falsehood? Who has donned who is the falsehood? Here we are, and it's action stations. Action stations. Action stations. All right. This is the virtue signal from my safe space action station. My safe space action station. This is the germination of love's imagination. We are not just the brain, we're the brain back from vacation. The vacation goes on all day, but it's also a renovation. How about radio, science, brain? I think I need to establish a link for monitoring, which I will do presently. That was nice. Do you ever want to do one of those, and you just want to do one of those, and you just want to, and you do one of those? You know, do you ever just take oh, right? I mean, you just kind of I needed that. And I think what I'm looking for goes like this, but I'm not hearing the part that goes like this. I think it's a multi-connection thing. Where am I connected with this? Could it be a story is called a yarn, right? And a ball of yarn is called now how did we do that? How did we lose that? I don't get it. Here we go. That's back. Okay. So we are to this. All right. This, sometimes it takes me a while to pull things together. You know, sometimes it takes me a while. Come on. And it can be about, you know, style, but it also can be about executive function. And, you know, Sentinel Intelligence takes stewardship, and I think we all, in some way, carry something of the supererogatory. And for me, what I've heard recently described as Sentinel Intelligence is something of it, that I care to know that we're safe and doing well, and as an autist, an artist, an altruist, I care. I care where we're going. I care that we're safe. I care that we are living up to the ideals. And it means that we know how to apologize. It means that we know how to say, if I had known I would do better and I didn't, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I didn't know. Or I'm sorry that I knew and wasn't strong enough or humane enough to be better or challenge myself to be better. Like, if we're not advisable, if we're not able to steward for something we're entrusted with, if we're not stewarding something we're entrusted with, why are we interacting with what we're interacting with? If someone hands us the microphone to sing a song to everyone and we do something dastardly and say nasty things, and I mean, okay, but what do we want to bring? What do we actually want? There's really not all that much time when we think about like how precious and amazing and gorgeous existence is. Why would we waste time with truly frivolous things? Why would we waste time with prosecutions that are frivolous? And why would we waste time by treating as frivolous genuine prosecutions? That is as serious, if not more. It certainly is as serious. To treat as frivolous a genuine prosecution is the mark of a criminal. No wonder Donald Trump in the last couple of days has taken to comparing himself to Al Capone, because he's trying to rally himself as an alternative to law and order. He means to kill millions of people. He's the falsehood, the falsehood. And I think, just making a leap there, because I think that Donald Trump may have some knowledge of who the falsehood might be. I don't know that. I don't know that anyone really knows, besides the falsehood themselves. If there is, there are many, but if there is only one core living progenitor, a chief agent of the falsehood, I think Donald Trump might know who that is, may have even met, or may know enough. That could be one of the secrets. Now that would be a secret worth holding on to if someone wanted to hold secrets for nefarious purposes. If Donald Trump knows the identity of the falsehood and is refusing to reveal that, that would be odd. Huh. Well, anyway. Oh yes, I think we have it now. I think we're connected, so I may, in fact, be able to hear the track. Let's take a moment. I'm going to get some coffee and we'll be back in just a moment with Radio Science. There are people, there's activity, there's humanity here around me. Yet the mystery fought actually. I'm a public display of affection. This is the Mystery Font, where I produce Mystery Font 42 Open to It and create a theater and movement piece that is musical and has aspects of postmodern movement and pedestrian dance and things that glow in the dark. Particular things such that when the lights go out, certain things are revealed or left with some amount of illumination, the bearer of a glow. And the falsehood is coming to a stage nearer and nearer you all the time. All right. Well, that was a rousing couple of minutes of oratory that I just went through. Everyone take a breath. And okay, I'm gonna grab some coffee and let's take another moment just to focus on, because here's one fragment of the path so far of working to apprehend with our hensile ability to prehend and to hend, to prehend and to apprehend intellectually and potentially actually physically apprehend. And thus, firstly, yes, the falsehood.
And having a good relationship with Russia is a good thing, not a bad thing.
You've said you have no investments in Russia, but do you owe any money to Russian individuals and institutions?
No.
None.
The primary thing I did with Russia, I bought a house in Palm Beach at a bankruptcy. It was a bankrupt, person. I bought it from the banks. I bought it for about $40 million. I sold it for $100 million to a Russian. That was probably 5 years ago, and that was primarily it.
You partnered
now,
with
will I
Russians on the
sell?
Soho Grand. the
Will I
Toronto-
sell? Oh, many years ago. I don't think they're Russian. I think there were other people, but there were various partners. Will I sell condos to Russians on occasion? Probably. I mean, I do that. I have a lot of condos. I do that. But I have no relationship to Russia whatsoever.
No debts.
No debts. I have very little debt to anybody. I don't need debt. You know, it's very interesting. I'm so liquid, I don't need debt. And if I need debt, if I want debt, I can get it from banks in New York City very easily.
You know where I'm going to take this next. Americans could be assured on that if they saw your tax returns.
My tax returns are very simple. They're under a minor audit, routine audit, as they have been for many years. Every year I get audited. Now, I don't know if you get audited, but I have friends
I've
that are
been
very
audited.
wealthy that never have been audited. I say, do you get audited? I get audited every year. I'm under a routine audit, like routine. And I have been for years, every year.
But there are
If it's
several years that
finished,
are no longer
George,
under
here's
that
very
audit.
simple. Yeah, but they're all linked. It's called the link. It's very simple. If my audit's finished, that's great. Now, I have to tell you, I watched Mitt Romney 4 years ago. He waited till September to give him, just before the election. They made him look so bad. It was so unfair. I actually think he didn't lose because of the 47%. I think he lost because of a couple of really minor items in a tax return where he did nothing wrong. So it is unfair. But I will say, when I'm finished with the audit, I'll do it. And if
Richard
that's
Nixon
before the
released his,
election-
even though his were under audit.
Don't use Richard Nixon as necessarily the guide, okay? I mean, you know, it's an interesting person to use, but don't use it.
So, to my favorite people in the world, the seniors. I'm a senior. I know you don't know that. Nobody knows that. Maybe you don't have to tell them, but I'm a senior. We are making tremendous progress with this horrible disease that was sent over by China. China will pay a big price for what they did to the world and to us. But we have medicines right now, and I call them a cure. I went into the hospital a week ago. I was very sick. And I took this medicine, and it was incredible. It was incredible. I could have walked out the following day, sooner. It was incredible the impact it had. And we're going to make that and others that are similar to it, almost identical, we're going to make them available immediately. We have an emergency use authorization that I want to get signed immediately. The FDA has moved at a level that they've never moved before. Things that would take 2, 3, 4 years are taking a matter of weeks or even sooner than that. And that's because of me. We're taking care of our seniors. You're not vulnerable, but they like to say the vulnerable, but you're the least vulnerable. But for this one thing, you are vulnerable, and so am I. But I want you to get the same care that I got. I got incredible care at Walter Reed, incredible doctors, and this medicine in particular, one medicine was unbelievable. You're going to get the same medicine, you're going to get it free, no charge, and we're going to get it to you soon. And the nice part is it's made by a number of companies. It's totally safe, but it's powerful against this disease. So we're going to get it out to you. We're going to take care of our seniors, all free. And I just want to thank you. And what we've gone through as a country is a horrible thing. My opponent, as you know, he talks, but he never did anything in 47 years. I did more in 47 months than he did in 47 years. He just talks. It's the same old thing. If it were up to him, you wouldn't have this, you wouldn't have anywhere near it for years. They wouldn't even be talking about anything like this. He had his chance with H1N1 swine flu, and it was one of the great disasters. He didn't know what he was doing. But I do know what I'm doing. And the seniors are going to be taken care of, and then everybody's going to be taken care of. And it's coming out really fast. So thank you very much. We love you. We love America.